Riley, what's up, man?
What the
Alrighty, so Riley Tuttle, um, thank you for joining me on this Zoom call. And the reason I wanted to get you on video chatting with me is you just had a birthday, right?
yeah, 35.
Yeah. So Riley is one of the members at Heyday, and he just had a birthday, and this birthday is uh, especially memorable because you had a an accomplishment that you just accomplished, and I want you to tell everybody about it and kind of your journey getting there. So you are now to date 64 pounds lighter than you were at age 34.
Yeah,
Is that correct? So you just lost 64 pounds. You started working out in the middle of COVID. What month?
it was the middle of July when I joined Heyday.
Middle of July when you joined Heyday. That late?
Yeah, yeah.
You lost a little bit of weight before that then?
Uh, I lost maybe a few pounds before that, but the rest of it was straight from July till now.
Wow, I didn't realize that. For some reason, I thought you started earlier, but okay. So yeah, so you lost 64 pounds from July 2020, and now we are at February 2021. So I want you to take it away. Tell us what was the situation like before you started working out? What prompted you to start working out? And then what was your journey like from having lost no weight to where you are now at 64 pounds lighter? So
Uh, I gained a lot of weight due to COVID, which is something that many people are dealing with.
okay,
But I was still trying to work out like at home, like doing home workouts. But at the same time, I was just like gorging, eating. So there wasn't any real
right.
plan. And then one day, I just kind of got sick of living the way I was and just decided to bite the bullet and spend the money and go to a real gym. And you guys were close and nice, and I did the trial with you guys. And I started working out, and I think it was just within a couple of weeks of working out with you guys, you started the first carb cycling challenge.
Okay.
So it's to be good timing that at the time I started getting serious, you were also doing kind of like a nutrition class, which is really the main issue I had with trying to lose weight was eating right.
Okay.
Um, so it just like I said, just happened to be the right timing, and then everything else was just my engineering brain. I just broke everything down. Once I got the education from you guys, essentially, um, I had the dedication, and then I just needed the education essentially. And once I did that, I took what you guys were telling me, I formulated my own plan, and it kind of took off from there.
Okay.
And
So tell me more about that. What was what how did you, because that's, I think that's the key is I've said this a few times and I stole it from somebody else, but weight loss is math plus psychology.
yeah,
And the math part is a problem, calories in, calories out, work out this many times, consume this many calories. But then there's the other part of it, which is the psychology of, getting yourself to do all the things you're supposed to do. So what
yeah.
did you do? What, how did you apply your engineering brain to this sort of
So
structure?
like I took what you guys. Luckily, what you guys have, it's easy to formulate your own plan to it. So
Yeah.
the things that I did was, I took the numbers that we were getting off that carb cycling stuff, um, and I figured out how much weight I wanted to lose. Like what's a reasonable amount of weight to lose? It was I think the beginning of August when we started the challenge. So I said
Yeah.
from August to the end of the year, how much weight is a reasonable amount of weight to lose? And I said, let's go big and do like 50 pounds. So I took those numbers and
Yeah.
I broke them down to how much weight I'm going to have to lose per month to hit these numbers. And then I
Right.
wrote the numbers down on my mirror in my bathroom. And I just
Huh.
had, August, September, October, November, and then, just broken it down. And what I noticed is seeing that while eating is like with the first couple of weeks, like I was losing more weight than I expected to. And I think it had to do just because I was seeing what I wanted. Like
Right.
I had a path forward. Um,
Uh-huh.
and with the carb cycling and stuff, it was just I would do the same thing with eating. I broke down how many calories do I have allotted per day? What kind of macros do I need? I broke them down for 3 meals. I figured out a timing for eating for myself that works good. And I know we've discussed it before. You know, like I get up early for work, so you know I was getting up at 4:30 in the morning making breakfast, and it was a hearty breakfast, just a bunch of egg whites, some Ezekiel bread, nothing crazy, but plenty enough to get started. Same thing with my lunch was 11, and then my dinner I would eat at 2 o'clock, and then I would drink a protein shake after I got done working out after the 4:30 class.
Right.
So that was a unique situation. Like it just helped with like my digestion and helped me sleep better if I stopped eating earlier in the day. So that's
Right.
just one of the examples of like how you can kind of tweak the program to make it work for you.
Right.
That way just worked for me. So I just broke everything down in those senses. And then, as time went on, I was consistently losing the weight. And I think another thing that's super important about this is there's always I always had a secondary plan or my next plan in my head. So it was like, I got the 50 pounds I want to lose by the end of the year. And like I didn't complete the plan, but the second plan, but I would tell myself once I got to 10 pounds, once I need to lose 10 more pounds, it's time to formulate my next plan. So once I hit, I got the 210, said, what do I want to do? I can either stay at 200 once I hit there, or I can get lower. So I decided let's go 185. So I hit the 200. I did the exact same thing. I broke down. I gave myself till March. So I think it was like three, 4 months. And I just said, it's about 5 pounds a month. So I did the same thing. I wrote it down in my mirror, and I saw it every single morning when I woke up. I would just weigh myself, and then I'd look at the numbers, and I'd be like, oh, I'm way ahead of schedule.
Right.
And it just kind of worked out great in that sense. The routine of eating with the routine of working out, like those two things assisted with my sleep, which is something I struggled with before. So I was finally getting a decent amount of sleep, which was helping with the exercise and the nutrition. And it just kind of turned into a big circle.
Right. So yeah, let's talk about that a little bit more. So how many hours were you sleeping before, and what did you improve it to?
Like if I don't work out at all, I might get 3 or 4 hours of sleep a night, and I'll just toss and turn the rest. And it's like broken sleep up every 30 minutes.
Right.
Got that overactive brain that most people have these days, where there's just a million things going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just the workouts alone are more intense, so you're going to be more exhausted. Your brain's going to need to shut down at some point, so that was helping. And then just eating clean, like that just does a world of difference. It's like I felt better, which made me fall asleep easier, which made me stay asleep longer.
Right.
Yeah. So
you had like a synergy going on, because you improved your sleep, and your sleep habit improved your training, and your training improved your sleep, and it all kind of
everything was working each other. Yeah. And I mean, now on a regular night, I'll get 6 to 7 hours of sleep, which is about twice as much as I used to get. So still not 8, but way better.
Right. And how many days a week are you working out?
I try to do 5 now. I did go up to 6, but I took one off just to have a rest day in the middle.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll do I'll do like Tuesday, take Wednesday off, then Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Right. So you said earlier that you had the dedication, you just needed the education. So what do you know now that you didn't know before?
A lot of it's trial by fire. Prior to joining Heyday, I go to like Planet Fitness or something, and I do workouts. They were never like fully dedicated workouts. It was kind of me not really knowing what I'm doing, or not really setting up the exercises properly. So I had like the dedication to do it, but it was like I didn't entirely know what I was doing. And on top of that, I would just go home and just eat whatever I just lost. And then joining Heyday, a little more trial and error. Before I joined the carb cycling, I did what most people typically do, is like, oh, if I want to lose weight, I'm just going to work out hard and just cut all my calories out. So I would eat poorly, negative, like really bad. Like, I mean, I wasn't eating bad food, but I wasn't eating nearly enough calories to compensate for what we were doing in the workout. So there was a few times during the workouts where I was like lightheaded and I thought I was going to keel over. And, just like talking to a couple of you guys, it was like, oh, you might want to eat some more. And then once we started, all of a sudden, I was coming to the classes with the knowledge of knowing what I should be eating, and like eating properly, I was coming in and I mean, I was, twice as powerful in every class. I could finish every exercise without stopping. And, that's just something that as I keep getting more and more in shape, it keeps getting better and better.
Right, right. You're getting like a flywheel effect. Like it was
Yeah.
like really slow, and then it speeds up, and then now it's like now you're really like pumping. That's interesting.
Yeah. Like when I first started working out there, I think I would hit like 500 watts on the bike, and that'd be like a max. And now I'm over 1,000. So
right.
Kind of putting a lot more output out.
That's awesome. So, and then your eating habits, what do you briefly tell me, like, how did you eat before? And then what is your eating framework look like now? How many times a day are you eating? What are your staples? What are your go-tos?
So, I kind of just, I tried to break my eating habits down, just like I did with the workouts and, the weight loss and everything. And, but prior to like the carb cycling challenge, really, it was, I wouldn't eat breakfast. I would eat lunch, and lunch was, I would try to bring food with me. And it was, if I brought food, it was like a salad, but then I would just be like, screw the salad. And I'd go to In-N-Out down the street. And then I'd eat after I get out of work. And, I might have like a steak with, rice or something, and try to be healthy, and then eat like ice cream afterwards.
Right. So it's like feast and famine. Like you go super healthy, but you're starving, so you go super not healthy.
Or I'd eat, fairly healthy all week, doing like the no calorie thing, like I said. But then on the weekends, I would put 10,000 calories in my mouth.
Right.
And so now I try to eat as clean as possible. So I eat a lot of like for the most part during the week. I'm simple, so I can eat a lot of the same foods and not get super bored of them. So what I do is I keep my sides the same, and I change my proteins. So I'll have a cup of brown rice or quinoa, and then like a cup or so of like California medley or broccoli or Brussels sprouts, something similar to that. I'll have that for both my sides for lunch and dinner, and then I'll eat ground turkey or make chicken breast. I try to stay away from like fatty foods. A lot of like lean ground meat I'll eat. As much turkey as I possibly can. And then in the mornings, every single morning, I eat the same thing, which some people might get bored of. But like I said, it's like a cup and a half of egg whites and a couple pieces of Ezekiel bread and a protein shake, and that'll I'll be stuffed until lunch. But it's only 500 calories, so I'm not going overboard.
Right. And so, are you still? Sounds like you're still following the carb cycling. Are you still tracking your macros? What are you doing?
Yeah. So, I did tweak it a little bit. Once I hit that 200, I went from just doing the normal carb cycling to the more protein heavy carb cycling, because it kept my protein the same. Just kind of dropped my carbs and my fats down a little bit. Now I think I do about 200 grams of protein a day and 130 carbs. I can't remember what the fats are. I think somewhere around 100 grams of fat. And like the things that I eat, like they kind of add up themselves. So it's on the sense of like, I'll buy a pound of ground turkey, and then that's my meat for the day. I just break that up in half. That's one day of food. And I'll 2 chicken breasts, lunch and dinner.
And
flat iron.
You're cooking all this.
Yes. So originally I was cooking twice a week. I still cook twice a week, but so I'll take Sunday and I'll just I'll try to. So my work schedule, I work 5 days one week and 4 days another week. So I cook all of my work food on Sunday. So for like 2 hours, it's like an hour or two on Sunday. I'll just dedicate it to cooking, and I'll make either 8 or 10 meals, and just put them away in my fridge. That way I don't have to touch them again. I don't have to worry about cooking. You're not rushing after you get out of the gym to get dinner cooked. It's all done. And then, now that I've lost the weight, I'll go out on Saturday night and I'll have, some sort of like pasta or something, but I'm still not gorging like I used to, because I'm so used to eating the way I have been for the last 6 or 8 months, something like that.
Yeah. You've switched the normal. So it's
Yeah.
before it was normal to have the pasta, and occasionally you might have like steamed broccoli and ground turkey, but now it's the other way
Yeah.
around where 90% of the time you're eating really, really healthy. So it probably even helps you when you get that, that like flexible meal where you're eating the pasta. So you're
And
smart. You're
yeah, like another little tweak I did to the carb cycling is I would dedicate, instead of like I would have like higher carb days, but I wouldn't go like max on the high carbs. I would save my carbs, and then like once
right.
every 2 weeks to a month or so, just like I would give myself weight goals, just like I had the weight on my mirror. Once I hit those goals,
Right.
I'd say, okay, I've earned a crap meal, or
Right.
but
Right. 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 Right.
instead of having like Friday be my cheat meal day, I'd be like, well, if it takes me 3 days to lose 5 pounds, I get another cheat meal. But if it takes me 3 months, that's I'm gonna wait to have my cheat meal, and that's where the
Right.
dedication comes. It's just gotta kind of hold yourself to what you're trying to do.
And then another thing is, so you lost close to, or were you like, where did you end the challenge at? How many pounds?
Oh God, what was I, two? I don't remember off the top of my head.
I want to say you lost 15 or 16 pounds
Yeah, something
throughout the
along those lines. So maybe I was 230,
Okay.
220, 230 at the end of it. Yeah, something along those lines.
Okay. So that's the cool thing too. And that's the thing that I tell a lot of people is like, you got to stop treating the challenge as like the end all be all. Like you don't do the challenge to do the challenge. The challenge is like the beginning of that flywheel. Like you accrue a lot of momentum on a challenge and you learn a lot. The goal is to keep going. And it's cool because you went another 6 months.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you got the momentum of that 15, 16 pounds, but you maintained it by losing another 40. So 50, 50 more pounds. So it's great. So it sounds like it's pretty sustainable, and you're in a groove that doesn't sound like you're anywhere near stopping. And then
Oh yeah.
the cool thing is that the protocol could change to go in the other direction. So you can start doing a reverse diet and start adding calories.
Yeah.
And work your way back up, so that if you want to gain muscle, or if you just want to eliminate the deficit so you maintain, you can do that as well. So, and it's cool because it's all in your spreadsheet. You got all the recipes, you got all the food lists and all that stuff. And so, so awesome. That's super, super inspiring, I think, for a lot of people to watch you. And it's really cool to watch you in the gym. And it's not only like you lost weight, like you're performing really well. You change your physique. So it's like complete body composition. So
Oh
there's people that lose a bunch of weight, but what you did is like you literally transitioned to like full on athlete. So you're still working, you're still going, So
yeah.
so if someone's in your spot that you were in, the spot you were in July. So one of the things I want to ask is, because I know you brought this up a few times at the gym, is like you would tell me, you're like, yeah, I've stalled, but you didn't seem too wrapped up in it. You saw, you're like, yeah, I'm at 200. I've been here for a couple of weeks now. And then I talked to you maybe 1 or 2 weeks later, and then you're like, yep, I had that next whoosh, where it like moved again. So how
Yeah.
often did you encounter that where you lose some weight, it gets stuck, you lose some weight, it gets stuck?
I think it might have happened like 3 or 4 times, and like one has to do with like the holidays too. Happened like twice during the holidays. Where I mean, luckily having this like regimen, I didn't gain a lot of weight during the holidays, which is typical. Like I kind of stuck. Like I ate a little more than I typically would, but it wasn't like I was gorging. Like I didn't gain 10 pounds during Christmas. I might have gained a pound
Wow.
or two, which is still working out consistently. So I lost it just as quickly as I gained it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it probably happened a few times. And I mean, it never lasted for more than like a week or two. So I wasn't too worried about it because I knew that came with the territory of like plateauing occasionally. And
Right.
just, I knew if it lasted more than a couple weeks, then I should probably make some changes. But even so, if I saw myself not losing any weight for like a week, I would up my protein and lower my carbs a little bit for like a week and see what happens. And usually it kind of like kickstart me back into losing a little bit here
Right.
and there.
Yeah.
Or like I would notice like if I didn't sleep well for a week, I wouldn't lose weight for a week. So I kind of try
Oh,
to focus.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I try to focus more on how can I get myself to sleep earlier or better, or just a more sound sleep,
Right.
which usually
Right.
results back into like working out more,
Yeah.
just taking a few minutes, and just like meditating or something.
Right. Right. So back to that question, you're talking to somebody who's in a similar situation that you were in July. What are some tips you would give them that have worked for you?
uh, Come in with the dedication. Be prepared to formulate a plan. Like it's one of those like you guys give us all the tools we need to succeed, but it's up to us to follow through with it. Because
Right. Right.
like I think one of the things that are successful about the things you guys do is that it's universal. Like everybody can kind of tweak it the way they want. So it's really
Right.
important to formulate your own plan and to follow through with it in a way it's not gonna interfere with your day. Like you're not gonna really like lose have to leave work early or you
Right.
know
Right.
um,
Right. 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 Yeah.
yeah, and then just
Yeah.
stick with it. Ask as many questions as possible. Um,
Yeah.
and that's super helpful.
Right. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. And I'll add the fact that the importance of being consistent. I
Yeah.
think you're super consistent,
Hmm.
and it's a strength that it's the difference that makes the difference. Like, there's no like, um, bluster about making all these changes. It's just, do the things that count and then just keep doing them, and given a
Yeah.
long enough timeline, it's going to happen. So,
Hmm.
um, awesome, dude. Well, keep up the good work. Thanks so much for telling us all about this. And I know people are going to find it very helpful. And
I hope.
yeah, and congratulations. I mean, it's a huge, huge, huge accomplishment. So good on you for getting it done, and keep going.
Well, thank you. Like, got to contribute some of the work to you guys too for pushing me to do it.
Yeah. And